Hey everyone, and welcome right into today's explainer. We're diving headfirst into the architecture of discipline, and specifically, why relying on motivation alone is basically a massive trap. We're going to unpack a really fascinating story straight from our source material that shows how one tiny, almost microscopic decision can totally redefine your reality. So if you've ever felt stuck or like your biggest goals keep getting pushed to the back burner because you just can't find the drive, well, this explainer is made exactly for you. Let's get right into the thick of it.
I want you to genuinely consider this for a second. What if your life could completely change in just 365 days? Sounds a bit out there, doesn't it? Maybe even like a massive exaggeration. But the profound truth our source material highlights is that this level of transformation is absolutely possible. The only real difference between the life you're living right now and a completely revitalized life exactly 1 year from today, it all comes down to one single thing: the decision to begin. Literally just choosing to take that very first step.
Section 1. The Procrastination Trap.
To really understand how this works, we're introduced to our protagonist, an ordinary guy named Arav. Now, Arav had these massive dreams for his future, but he was totally caught in the procrastination trap. You know the feeling, right? Always waiting for that perfect tomorrow. But tomorrow became the next day, and then the next week. And guess what? The world didn't stop while he was waiting. On the flip side, look at his friends. They were out there climbing ladders, getting great jobs, starting businesses, and getting real recognition, all while Arav was tied down by his own inaction. He was literally watching everyone else's life take off while his was entirely on hold. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact moment the pain of staying the same finally outweighed his fear of change.
Section 2. The Wake-Up Call. And this brings us to a pivotal late night in Arav's life. He looked at his friend's progress, stripped away all those familiar excuses he'd been leaning on for years, and asked himself this incredibly heavy question. If I don't change today, what will my life look like in 5 years? I really want you to let that sink in for a moment. Apply it to yourself right now. If you change absolutely nothing about your daily routine starting today, where are you going to be in 5 years? For Arav, this one terrifying thought completely shifted his mindset. He realized that sitting around waiting for a magical burst of motivation just wasn't going to cut it anymore. He needed a system. That stark fear of being in the exact same place half a decade later became his ultimate catalyst.
Section 3. The 30-minute rule.
So the very next morning, instead of trying to completely overhaul his life in some fleeting burst of motivation, Arav did something kind of brilliant. He didn't set a massive goal that he just abandoned by Tuesday. No, he made one incredibly small, entirely manageable decision built around a single number: 30. He enthusiastically committed to dedicating just 30 minutes every single day to learning something completely new. Not 3 hours, not an expensive weekend boot camp, just 30 uninterrupted minutes of focused effort. It was a threshold so incredibly low that he literally couldn't make an excuse to skip it.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this is the exact moment where discipline takes the wheel from motivation. Those first 3 days, absolutely brutal. The friction was so high he wanted to throw in the towel completely. But then came the mindset shift. Arav told himself, look, I'm not working for immediate results here, I'm working to change my habit. He completely removed the pressure of having to be perfect and just focused on showing up. And because he did that, he experienced what we call natural expansion. Once that baseline habit was locked in, those initial 30 minutes organically, effortlessly stretched into a full hour.
And once he powered through those first few rough days, this incredible ripple effect spread across his whole life. Check out these actionable daily changes he implemented. He started reading books. He learned totally new skills. He began to fiercely value his time, treating it like his most precious resource. Because he was so focused, he naturally started distancing himself from negative people who just drained his energy. And most importantly, he kept taking small steps daily. This right here is exactly how the foundation of a brand new life is poured.
Section 4. The Transformation. Now, what's really interesting here is watching how these tiny inputs compound over time to create a completely unrecognizable output. Looking at days 1 to 3, it's pretty much nothing but struggle and wanting to quit. But jump forward to 6 months, suddenly the changes are wildly visible. His confidence has absolutely skyrocketed. People around him are noticing and actually asking him for advice. New opportunities are just opening up left and right. And then boom, at the 1-year mark, the transformation is complete. The guy who was terrified to start, who used to procrastinate his life away waiting for inspiration to strike, has become a genuine inspiration to others who are stuck exactly where he used to be.
Section 5. Your Blueprint for Success.
So what does this all mean for us? This explainer isn't just about Arav, it's about your blueprint.
If you take away absolutely nothing else today, remember this one thing. Motivation is just a spark, but consistency is the engine. Successful people don't rely on wild bursts of intense motivation. They rely on the quiet, totally unglamorous, daily repetition of small tasks to build their empires. Consistency will always beat out short bursts of intensity.
The source material gives us these 5 definitive rules of success, and honestly, they are so empowering. Rule 1. Dream big, but start with small steps. You gotta have the vision, sure, but you execute on the micro level. Rule 2. Learn something new every single day. Keep that mind expanding. Rule 3. Don't fear failure. It actually makes you stronger. Failure is literally just data showing you how to tweak your approach. Rule 4. Compare yourself only to your yesterday. The progress of your friends or some stranger on the internet, totally irrelevant to your daily execution. And Rule 5, which is absolutely crucial, make discipline your greatest strength. Motivation might get you off the starting line, but it will inevitably fade. Unbreakable discipline is what actually carries you across the finish line. Right here, right now, as we go through this explainer, I want to challenge you to make a promise to yourself based on 3 unyielding commitments. Step 1, declare that you will make 0 excuses from here on out. The time for waiting is officially over. Step 2, commit that you will never stop learning. And Step 3, promise yourself that you will not shy away from hard work. Embrace that friction, because you know exactly what's waiting for you on the other side. By locking in these 3 steps, you guarantee that every single day brings you just a little bit closer to your ultimate goals.
Like our source material so beautifully puts it, success is not an overnight phenomenon, but honest, daily hard work definitely pays off. When you finally hit that 365-day mark and your life is radically, wonderfully different, people looking in from the outside, they're probably going to call your success luck. They'll say, oh, you were just in the right place at the right time. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it was built on a rock-solid foundation of quiet discipline, unbreakable consistency, and the sheer grit of absolutely never giving up.
You know, it's so easy to feel like it's too late or to just keep waiting around for this magic surge of motivation that might never actually show up. But I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. If your motivation completely vanishes tomorrow, poof, gone, what small 30-minute discipline will you have built today to keep yourself moving forward? Do not let the time you've lost dictate the time you have left. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time? It's today. Start your journey right now, and let's see exactly who you become in 365 days. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I seriously cannot wait to see what you build.